Hello from the Fright Meter Awards organization. I'm very excited to be able to reveal to you the 2013 Fright Meter Award nominations. My name is Troy Escamel and I'm the president of the Fright Meter Award organization. And before I reveal the 2013 nominees, I do want to take a few minutes just to talk briefly about the Fright Meter Awards organization for those of you who may be unfamiliar with the awards. We are a registered nonprofit organization. I started the Fright Meter Awards back in 2007. I've been a horror fan my entire life. As far as I can remember, I was watching horror movies, and I really have a strong passion for the genre. And I'm also a film lover. I love movies of all types, not just the horror genre. But it's always bothered me that horror films in particular, despite the critical praise they may receive, are almost always ignored by your mainstream film awards. Oftentimes these horror movies get exceptional critical review, yet are, like I said, virtually ignored by awards. So I wanted to create a award that solely recognized excellence within the horror genre, and hence the Fright Meter Awards came about. And I've been very blessed since 2007 to really assemble a strong committee of other horror fans. Right now we have 49 committee members, and these are made up of bloggers, actors, producers, directors, writers, just a plethora of people that work somehow within the horror genre community. And not only that, but we're also a global organization. We have members, committee members from all across the country and throughout the world. For example, our vice president, Martin Connolly, is from Ireland. We have several committee members from England. So we really are, like I said, a global organization, but we're united by our passion for the horror genre. And we take these awards very seriously. And what we do, I do want to explain our eligibility and nomination process here real quick. Our eligibility runs through December 1st through November 30th. And for a film to be eligible, to be on our eligibility list, it has to have its theatrical, DVD, video on demand, or television debut in the United States, that's key, between December 1st and November 30th. I'm very well aware that some films, particularly foreign films, get released before they make it to the United States. And some films just get stuck in the process to get them released takes much longer. For example, a really good example is this year, All the Boys Love Mandy Lane. It was on our eligibility list. Now that film came out in 2006, and most diehard fans have seen it. However, since it was released officially this year in the United States, it was on our eligibility list. So we don't put a film on our eligibility list, like I said, unless it's released in the United States during that time period. At the end of the eligibility period, each committee member gets a nomination ballot. And the nominations are determined by a preferential voting system. What happens is each committee member basically selects their 5 favorite films for each category and ranks them. Their first choice receives 10 points. Their second choice receives 7 points. Their third choice receives 4 points. Their fourth choice receives 2 points, and their fifth choice receives 1 point. All of the points and scores are combined, and the 5 films with the highest score in each category become the official nominees for the Fright Meter Awards. And then the winners are chosen simply by popular vote. Each committee member casts their vote for one film in each of the categories. And I'm very excited this year to say that we are actually announcing the Fright Meter Award winners for the very first time live. The winners will be announced February 22nd, live from Pensacon in Pensacola, Florida. Very excited about that. We voted to give Tom Savini the Fright Meter Award, the very first Fright Meter Award, Lifetime Achievement Award. He'll be in attendance to receive this award. So we are very, very excited. It's just one more step in growing the Fright Meter Awards into the most prestigious and respected horror award out there. So without further ado, I do want to get to the nominees, the 2013 Fright Meter Award nominees. So I'm going to start with revealing the nominees in our first category, which is Best Cinematography. Your nominees for Best Cinematography are The Conjuring Cinematography by John R. Leonetti, Insidious Chapter 2 Cinematography by John R. Leonetti, The Lords of Salem Cinematography by Brandon Trost, Maniac Cinematography by Maxim Alexander, and Stoker Cinematography by Chung Hoon Chung. Our next category, Best Editing. And your 2013 nominees for Best Editing are for The Conjuring, edited by Kirk M. Morey. Evil Dead, edited by Brian Shaw. Maniac, edited by Baxter and Frank Calfone. Stoker, edited by Nicholas DeToff. And VHS 2, edited by Jason Eisner, Gareth Evans, David Geiss, Bob Rose, Eduardo Sanchez, and Adam Wingard. Next up, Best Score. The 2013 nominees for Best Score are The Conjuring, score by Joseph Bashara. Evil Dead, score by Roque Banos. Insidious Chapter 2, score by Joseph Bashara. Maniac, score by Robin Cadart. And The Lords of Salem, score by Griffin Boyce and John Five. Our next category will be Best Special Effects. Now in the past, Best Special Effects and Best Makeup were combined into one category. This is the first year that we actually separated them into two categories. So your nominees for Best Special Effects are Carrie, The Conjuring, Evil Dead, Insidious Chapter 2, and World War Z. And your nominees for Best Makeup are American Mary, The Conjuring, Evil Dead, Frankenstein's Army, and VHS 2. Next up is the category of Best Short Horror Film. This category is also new. I wanted to create this category because there are just several short horror films produced each year that are really, really great. And I wanted to give another outlet for these films to be honored. So what we did is we reached out to several short horror film directors, asked them if they would want their film considered for the Fright Meter Award this year. Most of them responded very enthusiastically and submitted their film for the committee to view, and the committee ranked them right along with the other categories as mentioned before. So here are your nominees for Best Short Horror Film. Babysitting, directed by Lucas Masson. Familiar, directed by Richard Powell. The Captured Bird, directed by Jovanka Vukovic. Girl at the Door, directed by Colin Campbell. And Seance, directed by Robin Kasparek. Next up, our Best Screenplay nominees. Actually, next up are going to be the Best Ensemble Cast nominees. Sorry. These are the nominees for Best Ensemble Cast Performance. American Mary, The Conjuring, Evil Dead, Insidious Chapter 2, and Stoker. Now is the Best Screenplay nominees. These are for the Best Screenplay of the Year. Your nominees are American Mary, written by Jen and Sylvia Selska. The Conjuring, written by Chad and Carrie Hayes. Insidious Chapter 2, written by Lee Whannell. John Dies at the End, written by Don Coscarelli. And Stoker, written by Wentworth Miller. Now we're up to our Best Performance by an Actress in a Supporting Role category. This was a tough category, but your nominees for Best Supporting Actress are Lily Taylor for The Conjuring, Isabel Nalise for Mama, Nicole Kidman for Stoker, Julianne Moore for Carrie, and Tristan Risk for American Mary. Next up, Best Supporting Actress, a Best Supporting Actor. Another tough category. Nominees are Epi Cassander for VHS 2, Reese Wakefield for The Purge, Rob Corddry for Warm Bodies, Lou Taylor Pucci for Evil Dead, and Ron Livingston for The Conjuring. Now we're up to Best Actress in a Leading Role. Another tough category. These acting categories were tough this year. Your nominees for Best Actress in a Leading Role are Jane Levy, The Evil Dead, Catherine Isabel, American Mary, Mia Wasikowska, Stoker, and Sharni Vincent, You're Next, Vera Farmiga, The Conjuring. Your nominees for Best Actor: Elijah Wood, Maniac, Jeffrey Combs, Would You Rather, Matthew Good, Stoker, Patrick Wilson, The Conjuring, and he scored another nomination, Patrick Wilson, Insidious Chapter 2. Now we're up to the big ones. The first one, Best Director of the Year. Your nominees are Fede Alvarez, Evil Dead, Chan-wook Park for Stoker, Jen and Sylvia Soska, American Mary, James Wan for The Conjuring, and James Wan for Insidious Chapter 2. Now we are up to the big category that everyone looks forward to, Best Horror Film. In the past, this award has been won by Cabin in the Woods, which won last year. Insidious, the French horror flick Inside, won a couple years ago. So this film definitely has some living up to, some films to live up to here. So here are your nominees for Best Horror Film of 2013. American Mary, The Conjuring, Evil Dead, Maniac, and You're Next. There you have them, the 2013 Fright Meter Award nominees. Which are your favorite? Well, we'll find out who the winners are on February 22nd, like I said, live from Pensacon in Pensacola, Florida. And if you are interested in learning more about the Fright Meter Awards, and you might be interested possibly in serving on our Fright Meter Award committee, the committee responsible for choosing the nominees and winners, we'd love to have as many committee members as possible. Please visit us at www.frightmeterawards.com. You can read about how to be committee member, look at the current committee members, or shoot me an email at troy@frightmeterawards.com. But happy 2013. This has been a great year for horror. And I will be excited to check back with you on February 22nd when the winners have been announced. But until then, thanks, and check out www.frightmeterawards.com. Find us on Facebook at Fright Meter Awards or Twitter at Fright Meter. Thanks.